Welcome to Living with Change with me, your auntie, Dr. Crystal Lau, for Monday evening conversations. I am distracted because I'm trying to fix my OBS streaming program thing, and I've been having these dropped frames thing the last time I tried using this program to stream to YouTube, but I have no problem streaming to Twitch. So pardon me that I might look a bit distracted here and there, okay? But it's okay. We can do it, and it's all about living with change. And part of today's thing that I wanted to talk about is spirituality. Yes, I have my lovely trusty whiteboard because I can't live without my whiteboard. So I need it. And of course, every auntie needs something that they can whip out and start teaching, lecturing, and giving, most of the time, unsolicited life advice. So if that's what you're looking for, welcome. This is absolutely the place to sit down, chill, and then suddenly get called out for something that you were not prepared for just because auntie said so, okay? But anyway, all in good fun. And as usual, I wanted to start off with asking you, how was your week? How was, since the last time I saw you last Monday, how are things been going? And how was the weekend? I know it was a long weekend for many folks, with 1st of May being the Labor Day. Some places are having a holiday today, and May seems to have quite a fair bit as well. And today, as far as I know, not so much a holiday, but like a pop culture moment, is May the 4th be with you, all the Star Wars fans. So if that's what you're celebrating as well, then May the 4th be with you. And how apt, spirituality. Because I do know that there's some folks who really set up like they're following for the Jedi movement, and they're emulating that in real life, which I used to think like, wow, that kind of fandom is a bit much. But times change, people change, I change. I don't want to just say it's aging, because it's not only kind of aging that helps us to change our viewpoints, and that it's life experience, people you meet, and our willingness to engage in something different or something not for us, but willing to just try to understand how that works and what that means to other people. Yeah, so absolutely have fun with it. And I'm distracted because not only am I staring at the frame rates which have oh my god, I can't speak today, but then again, having a lot of dry lips, nasal congestion from my allergies, so all that good stuff. But I'm also looking at my phone to see if my video has got any horrible drop frame rates and whatnot. So learning in progress, okay? Learning in progress. But yes, please let me know, even when you're watching this on a replay and you feel like letting auntie know how you've been doing last week, please let me know. Because it's always nice to share. And of course, remember, this is YouTube, so like if you're sharing in the comments, if it's something personal, then you're not comfortable, then please don't share, okay? Otherwise, you feel like dropping me a message. Like, I think I need to set a system up for that. I haven't really done that. Like emails, everybody gets a lot of emails, so it might not be a great way. Oh, yeah, I think I need to figure something out. I need to figure out something so y'all can just drop me messages, kind of like, those Aunt Agony columns back in the days in magazines and newspaper, or even till today, like you ask this resident writer who is some kind of coach or somebody who is the one that people write in to ask for advice, that kind of thing. I used to enjoy reading those quite a fair bit because it was just fun. So we can consider that. Maybe I can start something like that. That is an idea, which I need to write that down somewhere. So of course I'll write it out on a scrap of paper and then probably leave it somewhere and forget about it. So like, yeah, I did think about it. a.k.a. Instead of those business ask me anything, it's like ask auntie anything. Yeah, ask auntie anything columns for unsolicited advice. I think that could do. Literally just scribbling it down here right now. So we'll see. It's all about having fun, and that's why last week I spent it testing out more of my streaming stuff on Twitch, and it was great fun. I actually met 3 people just last week. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect it to be like that. It just reminds me back in the days when you're starting with the internet, and you go into the chat rooms. Oh, it was so fun. But of course, memang lah, a bit dangerous. Of course, it's a little bit dangerous because you don't know who you're talking to, and with the people predators, online predators. But it was still good to just chat and connect, and that is the crux of us being human. We are social creatures, just like other mammals out there and on our beloved planet. So this reminded me of that, and I met somebody from Germany, from the States, and a fellow Malaysian who was from the UK. I was like, wow, what are the chances? And I'm just there, kind of mostly clueless about what I was doing on Twitch, but the fact that I still showed up and did it, I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty proud of myself, because this is the one time, I would say, so over 2 weeks now, I have consistently shown up for the Twitch streams. I have consistently shown up here Monday night, so this will be the 4th Monday evening conversation. I think it's the 4th one. So over a month. Because 4 Mondays now, or maybe 3 Mondays. Oh my god, I can't math. But anyway, I don't want to touch my system to go out to look because I'm a bit paranoid I'll mess something up. But oh look, my frame rates are like under 1% dropped, so that's good. I think I fixed something, but I might need to fix a little bit more because I prefer 0. Somehow my Twitch doesn't have this problem of drop frame rates, only with YouTube. So anywho, it was fantastic to have that feeling to just show up, do my work, and I was really comfortable just testing everything live. And it felt good to not worry about being perfect. And that was actually a huge change from how I have been trying to do things in terms of building my online presence. And it's important for me to do that because when you want to run your own small business, you want to build a little brand, that kind of thing. There's so much advice out there, good advice, and implementing them, of course, easier said than done, right? So I've been trying so hard to put myself out there more because of my lovely book here. I started writing this 2021, published 2023, won my awards for the book. So that medal, this lovely trophy here, and the medal on the book here, won that in 2024. And I just haven't really done much about it. I haven't even talked about my book. And it's not that I'm not proud of my book. I really am. But it was just so hard to show up online. Every time I tried the different ways, I even tried TikTok, I tried doing Reels. I thought I got into it. And then the editing just kind of really killed it for me and all that. So, and somehow, and then I did my podcast, which I still enjoy. Again, the editing is what really gets me. So I am working with someone now to help me with the editing, so I just need to batch record. So I really still like doing the podcast, that I will continue. But to really put out my presence like on YouTube and all that, it was such a struggle. And then I thought this time around, let's change things up, because my life has changed a fair bit, and I am finally really allowing myself to, forgot to mute this, sorry y'all, and I'm finally allowing myself to just do things against the grain, so to speak, like against the so-called best practice, because maybe the best practice is not best for me. Might be best for some other folks, but not for me. And with my kind of ADHD brain and approach, it is quite tough, to just follow certain ways of doing things when it doesn't gel with how this functions. So yeah lah, then I thought, you know what, maybe let's give streaming a go, because I've always wanted to try it. My dream job, ultimate dream job, like if I could pick over again, would absolutely to be play games online. Not because I've seen people do it, but this is because I used to play so many games and I really enjoyed doing that. And I also talked a lot while playing those games, because I would call my friends and we would be yapping while playing the game. This was way before we had the LAN, internet connections for multiplayers and this type of stuff. So we would buy the same game. I remember it was The Sims and Diablo, especially Diablo, and like Diablo 1, the first one. And we would hop on the phone and be like, okay, I'm like at this level and and like help each other figure out what to do. And I remember screaming at my friend because I was going to fight the butcher and Underrail, and I was like freaking out. So I was just screaming onto the phone. And I'm like, that's what they do today. And it was so fun. And I played Zoo Tycoon and Tropico, all these games. Oh, I miss them so much. I miss playing those games. Just so much fun. Anyhow, streaming. So that's what I tried last week and turned out great. Is there anything that you tried out this past couple of weeks or so, especially, not just content creation lah, but your work or in your studies or in your, personal life? Was there something that you kind of finally took the bite and you did it? How did that turn out for you? Because I'm very curious how you felt. I felt a lot of joy in what I've been doing, streaming and just showing up and experimenting a little bit, not worrying. Yes, I make my thumbnails for the videos, as you see on YouTube. I just chuck the entire stream up and I don't edit anything. The only editing I do is to cut the beginning and shorten it, and that's it. Yeah, and so it turned out pretty good, and I'm gonna keep going because it's helping me get stuff done as well and giving me more ideas as well for my business, especially. Yeah, so that's a good thing. Now let's see. Now we have another 15-ish more minutes because I came on a little bit late. But let's talk about spirituality today on this lovely Monday evening. And the reason I bring that up is because when I think about like a difficult start to the week sometimes, and things are, not always in our control with behaviors, with the news, right? With leadership at work, like those kind of things. We can't always control what's going on around us, and of course that can make us frustrated and all that. So what do you turn to in those times? And even if you are not religious, yeah. And so I thought about spirituality as a topic, also because I have been going back to Chinese Metaphysics this past year. Pure Malaysian anti-mode engaged. Okay, this is like the one of the coronation requirements, okay, is to go and do some kind of spirituality as an auntie, and then like you tell all the niece and nephew and any of your peers who want to listen, like, see, the feng shui of your house is no good, see, you better move. And I did it because I believe in it, and I believe in it because that's what I grew up with my parents, well, mostly my mom, and some of relatives around me. But it's such a thing as well for a lot of like Chinese people, so. And in Malaysia, the feng shui scene is quite strong, which is cool, and I absolutely believe in it because I'm not religious, and I do like the idea, despite being super sciencey and a medical person as well. I do like that I can still believe in something greater than myself. I have no idea what that is, but it just helps, and the more as well I have been delving into exploring how allopathic Western medicine is approaching health promotion and health prevention through the lifestyle medicine scene, which is growing. That whole scene just reminded me of how I grew up. with Chinese medicine, with the Chinese culture that has, evolved in its own way in Malaysia. Like, I'm 4th generation Malaysian. It's like I cannot connect with like how people who grew up in China, like it just because it's such a different experience growing up in Malaysia and being Malaysian as well, what it means to me. So you can't compare, can't really connect with the experience of people who are mainland Chinese. Well, we say mainland because, like literally like mainland, rather than outside the main land, really, if you look at the map that way. It's important that there is something for me to turn to in difficult moments, because I really loved as well growing up, like astrology, the occult, the supernatural, the paranormal. It was just fun for me. You can see I get so happy talking about it. And I still observe some taboos and superstition 100%. And a big part of me also understanding how psychology works, when we think about certain conditions, even chronic disease in general, and how some folks, through like emotional and mental resiliency, how they pull through such difficult times or face such devastating disease and still manage to be so, I would say graceful is the word, not gender specific. I know when we think graceful, we think women, but no, like graceful in terms of how they accept the condition, how they work with the medical team to, take charge of the treatment. And it's just amazing to see some folks, and not many of them do that. I do have to say there's one particular patient of mine that really struck me. And I mean, I don't know how spiritual she is, but, she just, seeing her go through, acute leukemia, like she didn't even know she had it. It all started with just a little fever. And, we were in the north part of Australia at the time. And, mosquito bites. So, you thought, oh, maybe it's season, maybe it's dengue, Ross River fever, whatever, that kind of thing. And, dengue, so maybe, make the platelets drop and all that. So that's why she ended up, in the hematology ward, where I did like a rotation in the hematology department. And boom, leukemia. And man, from there, it was just downhill for her health-wise, and one after another. And then she needed to have surgery to counter that. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And she was young, in her, I think she was only 50-ish that time. And this beautiful woman. So, man, the way she pulled through, and to see her after still so vibrant, I was like, it's like, if I ever get that sick, I want to have her spirit. I want to have her energy. I want to have her strength, to go through that. And it's just incredible. And it just made me think that sometimes, when it's the hardest moments, having something greater than us, something greater than you to believe in, to just lean on, I feel like it gives us that space to breathe, to remove some fault, which is necessary. Yes, sometimes, things are our fault, that's for sure. But at the times, like, do you really have to blame yourself for that? Like, you can't control some things. You can't, and if you make some poor choices, are you aware that you've made those poor choices? What are you going to do about it? Are you accountable? And sometimes spirituality can, I feel, just open our eyes a little bit. So for me, spirituality is, just means believing in something greater than myself, whether it's a religion, whether it's a cultural practice. For me, it's Chinese metaphysics, it's Feng Shui stuff. So I believe in all of those things. To what extent I really apply it, though, is when I feel like it. which I know then people who really practice it will tell me, yeah, Crystal, that's why you see it doesn't fully work for you, because you didn't apply everything. But also, I'm realistic, okay? I can't learn everything about Chinese metaphysics, and I also don't have the capacity to apply everything in terms of time, and and also the thing is, if I don't believe 100% in it. So I say I believe 80%. Okay. Then it's not going to work 100% for me because I already don't believe it 100%, right? And so, I'm curious, what does the spirituality mean for you? Even if you're not religious, even if you don't believe in something, but do you believe in something just greater than you? Or, what does spirituality mean for you? Because for some folks, it means religion. Some folks, it means just being in tune with themselves and understanding themselves more. And it means different things for different people, but for me to see spirituality at work, especially, two sides lah. One is myself, and as a patient, having gone through, of course, my own health stuff, and also going through, very big life events and changes that will forever shape my future and what's to come, honestly. And then being that physician side as well, and trying to also look at things from a scientific way, because I do have some research background before I finished medical school, So having two sides for me makes things even more interesting when I kind of have spirituality as the topic here, and I have the lens of my patient, being a patient, being, that person going through life stuff, and then kind of turning here with this lens of a physician lens, a scientific, lens, and just sometimes back and forth this way and looking at it. It's just so fascinating, and to me, end of the day, it's very important to, especially if you are in the service of giving and providing. So what that means is not just clinical or health providers, but if you're a coach, if you are a mentor, if you are a trainer, if you are a teacher, if you are a parent, you're an auntie and uncle, or you're a big sister, sometimes it's important for us to just have a moment to think, how much does this person's belief, that spirituality belief, how much is it important to them? How much does it impact them? Because the way we coach and guide people sometimes can really help, when we lean in to their belief. So, so for me, what I found very interesting was giving myself permission to rest this past year, because of all of the heavy stuff that's been going on. I really liked that when I looked at my monthly chart for the Feng Shui or Chinese Metaphysics, and they give a reading. So it's like astrology, they give you monthly readings. But yeah, this is also like a monthly reading. And I always scroll down to the well-being, and I want to read what it says about my health for the month. And sometimes it says, just be careful of burning out. And honestly, right, all this advice, and if you look at astrology, because I used to follow the Western astrology for fun as well, when you see the advice, it's all very vague. And it's because I think it's great that it's vague, because then you can really just find a way to apply it to yourself. And for me, it was a guide. It was a guide and a reminder and a permission that I can rest when I need to rest for this month, for example. So I haven't fully read my, reading for this month yet, which I'm quite excited to do. And it's just fun. And I think when we have fun, no matter your background, and this is where some unsolicited advice for the night. Maybe I should do that segment. Maybe Mondays should end with an unsolicited advice for the day or whatever. So yes, my unsolicited advice for you today is, that you will have a lot of parts of you that at times might feel like they clash. Like for me, it's that sciencey side, like I'm a physician, right? And then but I also believe in all these spirituality, Chinese metaphysics. I believe in paranormal and things. So, but how? I have been told, unfortunately, in my medical training, that if you believe in this woo-woo, then you're not a real scientist, you're not a real doctor. You can't be a real doctor or something like that. But why not? Why can't? End of the day, you still have doctors who pray before they do surgery, or, give thanks to their religious deity after they finish a successful surgery or a treatment. So why can't the rest of us who don't have that same religion still carry that with us, and merge it together? So if it makes you happy to be both sciencey and so taboo, so be it. Like, merge both. And I think sometimes when we merge both, you can then really find something exciting, which I cannot tell you all yet, but I'm definitely working on something with the Chinese metaphysics stuff, definitely finding a way to combine it. And I think it'd be so exciting once that comes out, because not to pat my back or to, boost my ego, but I don't think many folks are doing what I am doing or trying to do with my associates, with merging that at least our eastern and western side. So, I'm very excited to share this, but later this one down the road, okay? But anyhow, just wanted to say that with living with change, the key is to be flexible, but also remember that you have your core self, and some of those values that you have, maybe they change over time, which is fine, but you will know that some things are truly you that maybe I wouldn't say it doesn't change, but it's like having the roots that you plant, and then the seasons come and go. So the leaves might drop, branches might drop, new things might grow, but end of the day, your roots are still there, and that's still you, regardless of the season and the changing around you. Yeah. And I think that's important. And yeah, and anytime in doubt, just look outside, and don't want to be mean, but touch grass, okay? Because nature can teach us a lot. And also part of the big reason why I started with, living with change kind of idea for the YouTube, because this means that I can literally do whatever I want with this channel. And I can just say, it's living with change. I am living with the change. And then you can't argue with me. And then because I decided to go with the auntie approach, anybody wants to come at me for, oh, you're trying to, be a health influencer. I'm like, no, I'm just an auntie who happens to be a physician with a scientific background as well, and all the other accolades and achievements that I have. So truly, it's a lifestyle channel, and I already tell you, it's not medical advice. Please go and see your health provider. So it'll be so fun, I think, to do this channel going forward, because the goal is, if I can keep doing this until I'm 60 and you can see my channel from my 37, 38-year-old self till I'm 60 and I still have this channel, wow, I think I'll be so happy, because that will be a heck of an experiment in terms of content creation. But it'll be so fun and it'll be so cool, So anyway, just want to encourage you, kind of a bit of a lighter note today, that I hope the rest of your week, if it's going to be a rough week, kind of, come what may, because, rough seas don't stay rough forever. And also give yourself some grace if this is going to be a tough week for you, okay? But if this is starting out to be an exciting week, a great week, allow yourself to be happy. That's something I'm working on. Very hard for me to do, very difficult. But I try to be better at taking pleasure in the good things that are happening, which I was really tired before this to show up, but I thought maybe I'll just show up and have fun and hope my frame rates don't drop, and thankfully I fixed it, and yeah, I'm actually having fun. And I think my rest of the week is going to be busy, but I think it's going to be a good week. And so thank you for being here with me and indulging in my shenanigans, of course. And yeah, back same time next week, okay? Monday evening. Bring your tea, bring your snack, bring your Tamagotchi, whatever. Look after this for my kids. Just bring yourself however you are, and then we can just chat again next week, okay? I can't rattle off the time, but it's Central European time, which means it's Paris, Frankfurt, Berlin time, 8:30 p.m. And thank goodness no more daylight savings nonsense right now, because my Malaysian brain just cannot brain that. Anywho, take care and I will see y'all next week. Okay, ciao.